Best and worst. Solo Sikoa saves Roman Reigns' biggest enemy, massive Walkout. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. This week's episode of WWE Raw had low expectations since it was pre-taped ahead of Christmas week. Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn resumed their feud to open and close the show. Seth Rollins had a sit-down interview with Jackie Redmond and was more serious than usual. The New Day continued to experience the fallout from kicking Big E to the curb. This Monday's Raw only featured one women's match. Io Sky advanced to face Lyra Valkyria next week in the semifinals of the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament. Gunther also failed to appear for the second straight week. Here's the best and worst from the latest episode of WWE Raw. Best: Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre's opening promo. Drew McIntyre opened Raw with an emotional promo about his mental and physical state following the brutal Hell in a Cell match with CM Punk. He mentioned needing a break to heal both his body and his soul since a close family member had passed away. The locker room may not have known that had McIntyre not opened up. Even without them knowing, he claimed only one person reached out while he was away. Sami Zayn sympathized with Drew and criticized him for his words, since they chose the life of a WWE star. Zayn stepped into the fray, claiming that what Jimmy Uso and G Uso do shouldn't concern him. Telling someone how they should feel isn't the best route. Sami would be right if they hadn't cost McIntyre some big opportunities. Both guys don't have to be easily forgiven by everyone for everything they've done. Best/worst. Io Sky takes advantage of an opportunity. The Pure Fusion Collective attacked Kairi Sane backstage last week. That thrust Io Sky to take her place in a triple threat match with Alba Fyre and Natalya. Sky predictably won and will face Lyra Valkyria next week. The two have great chemistry and have faced each other in a few matches this year. The problem is Sane keeps getting the short end of things. She's taken the pin in losses for damaged CTRL and got destroyed by Raquel Rodriguez one week. Natalya also lost. Having her win the title may not be the most exciting decision, but it would make sense due to her place in WWE history. She's one of the longest tenured and most respected women in the industry. It would also have been a great opportunity for her to join her uncles, Bret and Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith, who have won the Intercontinental title. Worst: Chad Gable squashes Akira Tozawa on Raw. The WWE decided to reignite the feud between American Made and Alpha Academy. Neither team has done much after they parted ways, yet WWE is returning to the well. Gable squashed Tozawa in less than 5 minutes. Otis saves his friend from further damage. The pairing is still boring, even if Otis gets cheers from the fans. It feels like a holding pattern, so things can change after the premiere of Raw on Netflix. Best: The Judgment Day is a high school clique. The Judgment Day had a bad night on the latest Raw. Finn Balor and Liv Morgan passively argued with each other by having JD McDonough and Raquel Rodriguez vocalize their points while sitting beside each other. McDonough was tired of the situation, but Dominic Mysterio thought he could fix it and outsmart Damian Priest. He faced the Archer of Infamy until he sniffed out all of the group's hiding members. McDonough stood in the front row dressed as Santa. Carlito hid under the ring. Balor blindsided the Priest, but the War Raiders made the save. Later, they claimed it was because they shared the honor with the Priest, a nod to their time in the Ring of Honor. Best/worst. Seth Rollins gets a weird reaction after a serious promo. WWE decided to have Seth Rollins sit with Jackie Redmond for an interview. CM Punk did so on last week's Raw. Rollins repeated his main points of Punk leaving and trashing the company. He also claimed Punk needed WWE more than it needed him. The architect then mentioned how he disliked how Punk stood side by side with Roman Reigns after winning War Games. The second he mentioned Reigns' name, Jackie Redmond rolled her eyes. It's getting annoying when anyone who criticizes Reigns or Cody Rhodes receives an eye roll. Aren't people supposed to express themselves in 2024? Or is it only acceptable when their feelings/reactions fit into the correct narrative? Seth was undoubtedly getting the Owens/McIntyre treatment for speaking against Roman and Punk. Worst, back-to-back Raw matches have the same DQ finish. Dominic Mysterio challenged Damian Priest to another match on this week's Raw. The Judgment Day predictably interfered. Finn Balor's attack caused a disqualification, and a post-match attack Raiders made the save. The next match featured The Miz taking on Dexter Lumis. The Authors of Pain came down to distract Lumis until Karrion Kross walked up and decked him in front of the ref. The Miz was disqualified, and the Final Testament was ready to destroy Lumis. The Wyatt Six then saved their teammate, but they did so without Uncle Howdy. Instead of repeating the same finish in the next match, Kross could have tripped Lumis to allow Miz to hit his finisher. They could have attacked him after the win. It was a lazy booking. Best. The New Day gets the Dominic Mysterio treatment. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods have been absolutely shocked with how everyone has reacted to their kicking Big E to the side. They thought they'd be cheered on for insulting someone with a career-threatening neck injury. Instead, they've been treated like pariahs for blaming someone who can't control their situation. The former tag champs were booed out of the ring a few weeks ago. They got some words out this week, but now know what Dominic Mysterio has gone through when trying to speak into a mic. The funniest part was Kofi claiming he flew his mother from Ghana for Raw so she could see him in his hometown. She got to sit in a middle seat on a 20-hour plane ride, no less, to see him in his hometown of Boston. She rebuked his gestures, but got a chant from the crowd. Best/worst. Another predictable main event. Drew McIntyre cleanly defeated Sami Zayn for the second time this month. He beat down Zayn after the win, only to have Jey Uso come out for the save. The problem was that the same thing happened to open the show as G saved Sami. The new bloodline thwarted the Yeet Master's second attempt. He almost had the upper hand, which would have killed the group's credibility, but Sikoa, Fatu, and Tonga beat him. The tribal hair and his minions stood tall to close the show. They took up enough time on SmackDown and appeared again on Raw. Where's Gunther, Raw's major champion, in all this? Does the bloodline still really need to be on both shows? WWE Raw has long been the epicenter of drama, action, and excitement. Every week, millions of fans around the world tune in to witness the latest feuds, alliances, and shocking turns of events. This week's episode, however, took the action to an entirely new level. The drama unfolded at a pace that kept viewers at the edge of their seats, with moments that not only thrilled but also shocked the WWE universe. The most talked about event of the night was a turn of events that no one could have predicted. Solo Sikoa, who has become an integral part of the Bloodline faction, found himself playing a pivotal role in an unprecedented moment. In what seemed like a storyline destined for another twist in Roman Reigns' ongoing saga of dominance, Solo Sikoa made a surprising decision. He saved none other than Roman Reigns' most significant rival, who had been stirring up trouble on Raw for weeks. But that wasn't the only jaw-dropping moment of the night. Amid the intense action, a massive walkout occurred, an event that left fans stunned and social media buzzing with speculation. The walkout, involving several key members of the roster, left many wondering what was next for WWE, its talent, and its fans. The ramifications of this walkout will undoubtedly affect the landscape of Raw moving forward. The night began with a sense of anticipation. Fans were eager to see how the ongoing rivalry between Roman Reigns and his numerous challengers would continue. Reigns, who has dominated the WWE for over 3 years, was not in the building that night. Yet, the tension between him and his foes remained palpable. As the show went on, all eyes were on Solo Sikoa, a powerhouse in the bloodline, who had helped Reigns maintain his grip on the top of the WWE ladder. Solo Sikoa's involvement in the feud between Reigns and his biggest rival had already raised some questions. But no one could have anticipated the massive shift that would take place when Sikoa made a shocking move. When Roman Reigns' biggest enemy was under attack by other members of the faction, and it seemed like he was about to be overwhelmed, Sikoa emerged from the back, not to assist the bloodline, but to rescue the very man that has been trying to dethrone Reigns. The crowd's reaction was electric, a mix of shock and excitement as they realized what had just happened. Solo Sikoa had chosen to save Reigns' enemy, a move that immediately sent shockwaves throughout the WWE universe. The betrayal was immediate and left the viewers wondering what Sikoa's motivations were. Could he have grown tired of the bloodline's oppressive hold on the company? Or was there a deeper turning point for Sikoa's character, which had largely been defined by his loyalty to Reigns? For months, he had served as the enforcer, carrying out Reigns' will without question. But this night marked the beginning of a potential split, and fans were eager to see how this would impact the larger bloodline storyline. The crowd's reaction was one of disbelief, and it was clear that Solo Sikoa had just altered the course of WWE Raw history. The moment was not just about a rivalry between two wrestlers. It was about the shifting power dynamics within the company and the potential for new alliances and rivalries to form. While the opening segment of the night delivered one of the best moments in recent WWE memory, it wasn't long before things took a drastic turn for the worse. As the show progressed, fans were left wondering what would happen next, and then the unthinkable occurred: a massive walkout. It all began after an intense segment involving several key WWE superstars. As the segment concluded, there were tensions brewing backstage, and what seemed like a planned angle soon escalated into something far more real. Several top WWE stars, unhappy with the treatment they were receiving or perhaps in protest of how things were going backstage, walked out of the show in dramatic fashion. The walkout was a complete surprise to fans and left everyone scrambling to figure out what had caused it. Rumors began circulating online, suggesting that the stars involved were unhappy with their creative direction or pay issues. There was also speculation that the walkout had something to do with backstage politics, with certain stars feeling sidelined or underappreciated in favor of others. Regardless of the cause, the walkout sent a clear message. WWE, despite being the biggest wrestling organization in the world, was facing internal challenges that could have long-term consequences. Fans on social media were quick to react, and the hashtag WWE Walkout began trending as people speculated about the future of these superstars and their relationships with WWE. As the dust settled from the walkout, WWE Raw faced a dilemma. With several top stars suddenly absent from the show, there was a noticeable void in the programming. What had started as a night full of promise quickly turned into a moment of uncertainty. The impact of the walkout on WWE Raw was immediate. Key matches were scrapped, and storylines had to be adjusted on the fly. This put an immense amount of pressure on the remaining roster to step up and fill the gaps left by those who walked out. While WWE's creative team is known for its ability to adapt, it was clear that the walkout would have far-reaching consequences. Not only would it affect the storyline arcs that had been planned for the show, but it also left many fans questioning the internal state of the company. There was a sense of unease throughout the rest of the episode. Fans could feel that something major had just occurred, and no one was sure what would happen next. Would WWE be able to patch things up with the stars who walked out? Or would this be the beginning of a larger revolt that could impact the future of Raw and the company as a whole? In the wake of the shocking events on WWE Raw, fans were left eagerly anticipating what would come next. What will become of Solo Sikoa and his newfound alliance with Roman Reigns' enemy? Will he remain loyal to the bloodline, or has he found a new path for himself? Only time will tell, but it's clear that this moment will shape his career for the foreseeable future. Similarly, the walkout raised numerous questions about the future of WWE Raw. While it's unclear if the walkout was a one-time event or the beginning of something bigger, one thing is certain. WWE will need to address these internal issues if it hopes to maintain its status as the top wrestling promotion in the world. As we look forward to the next episode of WWE Raw, one thing is clear. Anything can happen in the world of professional wrestling. And this week's events were a stark reminder of that. Whether it's shocking betrayals, unexpected walkouts, or high-stakes matches, WWE Raw continues to be the place where the most dramatic moments in sports entertainment unfold. In conclusion, this week's WWE Raw was a roller coaster of emotions for fans, featuring both the best and worst of the show. From Solo Sikoa's shocking betrayal to the dramatic walkout, the night was full of twists and turns that will have long-lasting implications for the future of WWE. Fans now eagerly await the fallout and what the next chapter will bring for their favorite superstars. Stay tuned, as the drama is far from over, and the world of WWE Raw is about to change in ways we never expected. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updated news.